Breaking news. I repeat, breaking news. ESPN just dropped its top 25 NBA players under 25 years old, and it's interesting to say the least. This list was put together by three insiders at ESPN, and they made the list based on who has the brightest future. So the list was all based on potential. And I think for the most part, they got the names right. I just don't really know if they got the placements right. Now, it's some obvious places and it's some obvious names, but they got some things wrong. So we're going to go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to give you the list from 25 to 1, and you guys let me know how you feeling in the chat. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody that's tapped into this list. And if you don't really like this list, tomorrow on the panel, we will be creating our own list. Well, actually, Thursday on the panel, we'll be creating our own list of 25 under 25 right here on Player's Choice. But let's go ahead and get into it. This is the list that ESPN stockpiled, and I'll show you guys the list once we get through the whole thing. So stick around so you can see the whole list 1 through 25. But at 25, ESPN started with Bilal Coulibaly. And then at 24, Tari Eason. Now, I'm not mad at these two names right here. This is where it gets a little tricky for me with the next two guys. If we're talking about based on potential, Dyson Daniels at 23. I don't know if I like this. Dyson Daniels has had a breakout season. He's one of the best defenders, not amongst this young group, one of the best defenders in the NBA. He's playing at an all NBA defensive level. First team at that. And he's only 21 years old. So I don't know how much I like Dyson Daniels being at 23, but let's keep it pushing because I hate 22 as well. Because this is another guy that's 21 years old and his potential is through the roof. We're making this list based on potential, right? So how is Amin Thompson at 21? I don't like it, y'all. Or 22 at that. I don't like it. Now at 21, you got a guy that's more established. We've seen more of him. We got Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero, more potential than Amin in Dyson. I understand he's better today, but more potential? I don't know. But Tyler Hero's at 21. All right, this is where things get funny and tricky because at 20, now keep in mind, we just said Tyler Hero at 21. But is Tyler Hero better and does he have more potential than Jalen Green? Because I know right now Jalen Green or Tyler Hero's more consistent. Potential, I don't know. Maybe Jalen Green does have more potential. But hey, they have Jalen Green at 20 and Tyler Hero at 21. So this is the 20 right now. Bilal Coulibaly at 25. Tari Eason at 24. Dyson Daniels at 23. Amin Thompson at 22. Tyler Hero at 21. Jalen Green at 20. All right, let's get into the teams, y'all. Derek Lively at 19. I don't think Derek Lively should be higher than any of these guys on here. But shout out to Derek Lively because he went to the championship last year, starting center, and he did ball out. I do like Derek Lively a lot. He should be on this list. I just don't know about 19. 18 is very funny. Very funny, y'all. Jalen Suggs. I'm one of the more higher guys on Jalen Suggs, but Jalen Suggs above Amin, above Dyson, above Jalen Green, above, I could see him being above Tari, and I don't know about Bilal Coulibaly, but him being at 18 is, yeah, I don't know about that. But Jalen Suggs is on here at 17. Now, this is the guy who I think should be much higher. He could have won the most improved player of the year last year. This year, he might have some action at most improved as well. This is Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson is on the list. He's having a breakout year for the second year. It's rare that guys go back-to-back years having breakout years. And so he's averaging 20 and 10 right now. He's 22 years old. He is soon to be 23, though. So that may have some reason why he may be low on this list. But Jalen Johnson is on the list at 17. At 16, this dude had a crazy plummet on this list because he was top 3 last year. And now he's at 16. Part of it's due to injuries. Part of it's due to some off-the-court issues. Part of it is due to just not playing up to the level that we expected him to play at. But we got Zion Williamson at 16. He is still on the list. We will see how that works out. Zion Williamson does still have crazy potential, but the big thing is he just made of glass? Will he be a street clothes guy? All right, moving along at 15, we have Brandon Miller for the Charlotte Hornets. I like him here at 15, but maybe he might be a little higher. Brandon Miller has shown the potential to be a superstar in this league. He can score with the best of them at just 20 years old. He's averaging close to 20 points, and he will be a franchise cornerstone for the Charlotte Hornets next to LaMelo Ball. So he might need to be a top 10 guy. But we'll revisit this on the panel on Thursday when we get around to this. Next at 14, this dude's had a very good year, and he is starting for the best team in the NBA so far. At least they are ranked number one. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Darius Garland, the starting point guard, he is at 14. Next, we got another point guard at 13. Now, his team isn't as good as the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he's that good. He's had a few triple doubles this year. This is by far his best season, and the Pistons have turned things around, due in large part to elite point guard play from Cade Cunningham. So we got Cade coming in at 13. Shout out to Cade on this list. At 12, we have yet another point guard, and he's having a phenomenal year, breakout year, going crazy. He will be. If he keeps this up, he's going to be on an all-NBA team this year, and he may just win the scoring title. You see him on that banner down below. Y'all seen him on the thumbnail. Yes, I'm talking about LaMelo Ball. He is 12 on this list. I do think he could potentially be higher, too, because he's just now scratching his surface in year 5. But LaMelo Ball is averaging 30-plus points this year, and it's like he's doing this at the age of 23. How many seasons can he do this for, and how much higher can his potential be? Or has he reached his potential? But he's on this list right now. Shout out to LaMelo Ball. He's on the list at 12. Let's keep it pushing. At number 11 on this list, we have up north, Scotty Barnes. His potential is crazy right now. I think over the last 4 or 5 games, he's averaging 24, 11, and 8. Playing point guard, too, for the Toronto Raptors. So shout out to Scotty Barnes on this list at 11. All right, y'all. We are now at the top 10. So let's go ahead and get into it, because this is where things are going to get very interesting and maybe take a turn for the worse or the better, depending on who you are and how you feel about these young guys' potential. But at number 10, we have another Houston Rocket, the 4th Rocket on this list and the highest Rocket on this list, Alp Sengun. Alp Sengun coming in at number 10 on this list. How do we feel about this, guys? He's above Scotty Barnes. He's above Cade Cunningham. He's above LaMelo Ball. He's above Jalen Johnson. He's above all his other Rockets teammates. Do we feel like he should be this high on this list? Yes or no? You guys talk to me in the comments and talk to me in the live section as well. All right, coming up next at 9, we have for the Oklahoma City Thunder, J-Dub, Jalen Williams coming in at 9. I think he's earned the right to be top 10 based on what we've seen out of him. I really do. But he's on the list at 9. Keeping it pushing at number 8. Somebody thinks that this guy at number 8 is way too low. I've heard a lot of pushback on him. Now, he is the 3rd Cleveland Cavalier on this list, but he's the highest Cleveland Cavalier. And we have Evan Mobley at 23 years old, most would say a top 3 defender in the NBA right now. He's averaging close to 18 and 9 this year, 17.7 and 9 to be exact. And an elite defender. Do we think he should be higher on this list, or is 8 a good spot for Evan Mobley? All right, y'all, at 7, moving along, we have for the Philadelphia 76ers, the point guard that does all the TikTok dances, Jared McKay. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Tyrese Maxey. Now, the only thing about Tyrese Maxey being a 7, which I think he should be lower, but based on what he's shown us, he has the best resume, I think, of everybody on here. other than Tyler Hero. But I think he's reached the highest peak out of everybody on here so far in terms of, the playoff, other than another guy or two. But in terms of playoff production and all of that good stuff, and showing what he can do. But he's 24. So they penalized Jalen Green and they penalized Tyler Hero, bringing them lower. I think the same should be it should be some consistency as well. I don't know if Tyrese Maxey should be 7, but I'm not too mad at it. At number 6, now this is where ESPN got it right. But you guys are going to hate this in all seriousness. At number 6, Tyrese Halliburton comes in at 6. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know. Hallie, not only is Hallie 24, and he will be turning 25 in February. So I want to say he's the oldest guy on this list. So not only is he the oldest guy on this list, but he has had a fall off this season. Now, he had a breakout year last year, phenomenal year last year, had a good year before that, had two seasons averaging 20 and 10. This year, he has taken a step back. So I understand it's going to be a lot of pushback with Hallie at 6 on this list, but remember, this is based on potential, and he flashed a shit ton of potential to us last year. So if he can get back to what we projected him to be last year, I'm not too mad at him at number 6. You guys know I'm not too mad at Hallie at number 6. If we're judging it off potential. Now let's get to the top 5, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a very good top 5, but it is a surprise in this top 5. Now at number 5, we have another Oklahoma City Thunder guy. We had J-Dub at 9. Now we have Chet Holmgren at 5. Let me know if you guys think this is low for Chet, because I absolutely do. And I'm going to let you guys know, if we're judging off potential, it's one for sure guy I'm taking off Chet and another guy that I'm thinking about. And other than that, I think I'm going to go with Chet. Y'all are going to call me crazy when I tell you guys the only 2 guys I'm considering over Chet. But that's how good I think Chet is. I think 5 is extremely low for Chet Holmgren. At 4, this one was the curveball for me. This was the surprise. This is the one I did not see coming at all. But this is what ESPN got us on. Number 4, for the Orlando Magic, Franz Wagner. Franz at 4? Now, I can respect Franz being on the list. And I can respect the stretch that Franz has shown us without Paolo. For what? It's been almost a month, and he's averaged damn near 29. I think like 29. 6 and 4. I don't know the exact numbers. I know it's 29 points, but some good playmaking. He's rebounding. And obviously, Franz plays defense too. They're the number 1 defense in the NBA, or one of the best defenses in the NBA. But 4? And I know it's some of you guys that say Franz is better than Paolo. So if Paolo's 3, then that technically means that Franz should be 2, but I don't know. Top 5 Franz, 25 under 25. But hey, Mars is saying I'm too low. But hey, I don't know. All I know is that Franz at number 4 needs to be below his teammate, who is number 3, Paolo Banchero. Yes, that's who number 3 is, Paolo Banchero. And I'm not mad at Paolo being number 3. I think he is right where he should be. Because at number 2, we have probably the guy that has peaked the highest on this list. And we all know what type of player he is. We all know what his game is. Hey, a lot of people have said he's going to be the next face of the league, or has potential to be. At the age of 23, averaging 26, close to 27 points per game this year, 5 rebounds, close to 4 assists. Anthony Edwards is who we got at number 2, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. And then last but not least, or at the top of the list, y'all already know who this is. I don't really need to say the name, but I'm going to put some respect on the best player under 25, has the most potential. He had the most potential before the draft, had the most potential during the draft, has the most potential now. He will have the most potential until he turns 25. This net man is the first person to overthrow Luka Doncic in the last 5 years. Yes, it is Victor Wembanyama. Now, Luka isn't on this list, but I am saying that Luka was fifth for the last 5 years. And now Victor Wembanyama has came on the list and taken over, and he will continue to be at this top of the list as long as he's eligible for this list. At 20 years old, out of France, Wemby for the San Antonio Spurs is at the top of the list. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this list up here so you guys can see it 1 through 25 and make your own judgments based on what you see. But this right here is ESPN's 25 under 25. I'm gonna read it off one more time from 25 to 1. We got a 25 Bilal Coulibaly, at 24 Tari Eason, 23 Dyson Daniels, 22 Amen Thompson, 21 Tyler Hero, 20 Jalen Green, 19 Derek Lively, 18 Jalen Suggs, 17 Jalen Johnson, 16 Zion Williamson, 15 Brandon Miller, 14 Darius Garland, 13 Cade Cunningham, 12 LaMelo Ball, 11 Scotty Barnes, 10 Alp Shangoon, 9 J-Dub Jalen Williams, 8 Evan Mobley, 7 Tyrese Maxey, 6 Tyrese Halligoat, 5 Chet Holmgren, 4 Franz Wagner, 3 Paulo Banchero, 2 Anthony Ant-Man Edwards, and 1 Victor Wembanyama. That is the list right now. That is ESPN's top 25 under 25. Chat, you guys let me know where they got things wrong. And also, be sure to pull up to the panel bright and early on Thursday to go over this list, because we are going to dive into this and get down to the bottom of who really should be top 25 under 25. All right, y'all. Until then, y'all be easy, and we'll catch y'all on the next breaking news.